Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Coffee Talk podcast. Today we have a very special guest joining us, Dr. Shepard. Woo! Would you like to tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Okay, my name is Jason Shepard. Originally, I was named Jason Shepard, and actually, as I got my doctorate, I guess kids call me Dr. Shepard now. But I'm born and raised in Grapeland, Texas. I went to this school. I was actually in band when I was a kid. In junior high, I was in band, so we used to come up here in the 8th grade. I started out here, I ended here, and now I'm back here. Grapeland, Texas is probably everything about me. I embody everything about Grapeland, Texas. And with the college at Stephen F. Austin State University, I got my master's at Texas Women's University and my doctorate at Abilene Christian University.
Well, it's a pleasure for you to be here today.
Thank you.
And we're going to be interviewing Mr. Jason Dr. Shepard on today's episode of the Coffee Talk podcast. A few disclaimers before we get into this episode of the Coffee Talk podcast.
If you're uninterested in one of the segments of our video, you can look below to the timestamps and move ahead in the video.
And as always, go and check us out on our other social medias. Obviously, you know, YouTube and Spotify, but we also have an Instagram and a TikTok while it's still there. So go check us out on those. It's Grapeland Coffee Talk on all platforms.
Also, big shout out to all of our sponsors for this episode, that being SOULSHINE Brew and Bakery, Night Engineering, and DAVY Crockett Drug. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode, and enjoy the interview with Dr. Shepard. I'm assuming you know that we drink coffee on the Coffee Talk podcast.
That kind of made a little sense when you called it the Coffee Talk.
And we were told that you prefer hot tea.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee.
And you were the first. You're the first person to ever ask for a hot tea.
So
we
make
gave
history?
you. You are
The first one.
Okay,
Very
okay.
first.
So when y'all write these books and stuff, this and that, I'll be the first tea drinker on here?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
Steven's technically the first tea drinker. I think he's out there. But this is the first
doesn't
hot tea.
Hot tea, okay.
We have Earl Grey tea.
Earl Grey?
Yes, sir.
Who is Earl?
I don't know him personally.
It don't matter, right?
Well, what would you rank this coffee or this tea?
This tea? What was the ranking? 1 out of 10? I mean, the best out of 10?
Yes, sir.
I give it a 10 out of 10.
Really?
There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect
Awesome.
score.
Yeah.
And we have salted caramel.
Ooh, that sounds good.
See, they didn't have that back when I was growing up. This is new stuff.
Really?
Salted caramel. That wasn't a thing.
What did you have whenever you were growing up?
Hydrogen water. Go outside and drink the water, boy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what we had to do.
yeah. I guess times have changed a little bit.
Y'all don't drink out the hydrant?
I'll
go
drink out the
outside?
faucet.
Maybe like the water
No,
hose.
I mean go outside, take the thing with the water hose, and take turns with your friends.
Sometimes.
I used to.
You're awesome. You're awesome.
Thank you. Boom.
Salted caramel.
Probably solid 8.
It's one of my favorite. If not my favorite coffee that my mom sells.
Okay.
And I would say it's like an 8.5 or 9.
Dang.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that has been our ranking segment. Now we're going to move on to the main meat of this episode, and we're going to be interviewing the one and only Dr. Shepard.
So this question, I asked our very first guest, and we've asked every single one since. So it's almost a tradition by now.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
If you could be any animal ever, what would you be?
Simba?
That's an amazing answer.
Wow.
What? Simba? I'm gonna be a mighty king. So Enda means beware?
We've never had a
Are
fictional
you
character
kidding
be said.
me?
Right?
I love that.
I would have to be.
No, that,
Okay.
that works perfect.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I'm
great.
Simba.
There you
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was like,
Yeah.
you were ready.
I'm
You
ready.
were
Yeah.
ready.
You were ready
Yeah.
for
Oh,
that.
yeah. Simba, no doubt. My
Awesome.
hero.
I love that.
Him and Sebastian from Little Mermaid.
Uh-huh.
Those are my guys.
They definitely, you
Yeah.
have similar like auras
Yeah.
as them.
They're both my hero.
So are you a Disney guy?
What am I? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
Lion King,
Oh,
And
I
then
guess I
Little
should have saw
Mermaid.
I
that
could see
coming.
that coming.
Lion King, Little Mermaid. Those are my
Oh.
two.
Have you
And
seen the new one?
Mufasa? Yeah. And Mufasa wasn't as honorable as I thought he was. It was a little tricky there, you know.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen the movie yet. Don't spoil it.
Okay,
for me.
I'm not gonna
Don't
spoil it
for
because
me.
I will tell the whole movie.
So Simba, interesting.
I love that. That's a really good answer.
Yeah.
How would you say you got into education as a career?
Playing sports growing up. When Coach Jackson got here, actually it started with one of my favorite coaches was Coach Owens. He used to be one of the coaches here whenever I was in middle school. Well, we called it junior high. And then Coach Jackson came around like my 7th grade year, I want to say. And watching him, I always kind of wanted to be a coach first. And then it was like, well, you got to teach too. I'm like, what? I got to do that part as well? So then that kind of came with the territory. And so then I got into, I went to college. I always knew I was going to go to college for some reason because Coach Jackson, that's all he preached was like life after high school. Do something after high school. You got to come up with something. And he made everyone, we all had to have a plan, right? And so my plan was to I wanted to be a coach. And so from there, I just knew I was going to be in education since I was probably about 7th, 8th grade.
So was there a specific sport that you wanted to coach or just all of them?
Basketball.
Basketball?
Yeah. It's inside. They have thermometers. And you can keep it warm.
Yeah.
It don't get so cold like that.
That makes sense.
So have you coached yet?
I coached for 13 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was in I lived in Huntsville ISD, Louisville ISD, and I coached there for 13 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, man, I'm old, man. Yeah.
Not that old.
That's
I've
not
been in
that old.
education for 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's as old as I am. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess in education, what might be the craziest thing that you've ever seen?
The craziest thing I've ever seen.
Or like the craziest story that you have in education?
Oh my gosh. I've had some crazy stories, crazy things happen. I don't know necessarily as crazy, but I've had some life-changing moments happen in education that made me approach kids differently and talk to kids differently, those type of things. I've had a kid at one school. This girl was walking down the hall, and I said, hey you. I said, come here. She said, like, who are you talking to like that? And I said, who are you talking to like that? I'm the adult. We're always right? And so she said, could you please not talk to me like I'm a child? I said, well, you are a kid. She said, I lost my parents when I was 13 years old. I've been working to pay rent to live in a room for my brother and sister. Could you please approach me differently? I was like, wow. And from that moment, I started realizing that kids, go through so many different things, right? And to value every kid no matter what. So it kind of changed the way that I approach kids. I mean, not that I was approaching people bad, but it changed the way that I approach kids and the way that I look at people, and to understand there's a story in every kid. Every one of y'all got a story, right? And I think that as an administrator, it's my job to make sure I try to at least find that story, appreciate that story, and treat you as you want to be treated. Nothing crazy, but I have to have some kind of like some moments to where, oh, okay, I got to redo some things.
That's awesome. I really like that. This episode of the Coffee Talk podcast is sponsored by SOULSHINE Brew and Bakery. You probably know them from their snow cones, but you might not know that they also do things like coffee and lemonades and teas, and they also do baked goods on like special commission orders. If any of this sounds interesting to you, you can go over at their store at 120 East Chestnut Street, Grapeland, Texas 75844. Or if you would like to call in a custom order, you can call them at 903-922-4162. Thank you, SOULSHINE Brew and Bakery, for sponsoring this episode of the Coffee Talk podcast, and we are back to your scheduled programming.
So you're from here. You graduated here. I saw in an old yearbook that you were the class president. Mm-hmm. What was it, 2001?
2001.
Yeah. So what is it like after graduating here, coming back?
It's awesome. It's the best. I've always said that I was going to come back to Grapeland. Mm-hmm. I knew Grapeland is home for me, right? So I don't have to. I get to cheer at the games. I get to really, really cheer for my little cousins, for you guys, and those type of things. And it was always my ultimate goal to give back to my community, to put something into my community, because no matter what is home for all of us, it's no matter what is going to be home. It's like home base, no matter what, right? And so I'm going to brag on it. You're going to find yourself arguing to other towns, and I got to defend Grapeland, and it's it's one of the best feelings I've ever had. I really, really love it. I do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting view because at least a lot of people that I know they say, as soon as I graduate, I want to move away from Grapeland and never come back.
Yeah.
But I like that view, how it's like, it's a safe place.
It is. And there's nothing wrong with that and I think you should do that. I think you should graduate, leave, go explore, go see different things. And then I'm going to tell you one thing you're going to notice. You know how we got that one little light that blinks just yellow? There are things that got lights with red, yellow, and green, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm like, there are different lights up there, right? And so you're going to see bigger buildings, prettier water. And I think that is very important to go out and see, right? And if you choose to come back, you're coming back with experience. And if you don't choose to come back, I think that's fine as well.
So I guess if you were talking to those people who want to leave Grapeland, what's something that you would say to them to maybe get them more encouraged about how they feel?
About leaving? Mm-hmm. I think they should. I think they should go explore no matter where you live. My daughter is from Dallas, from the Dallas area, right? And she left. She left and went to college. She's in college now. And it's very important to leave. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever your habitat is, I think it's important to leave no matter where it is. If you're from LA, if you're from Houston, and I would tell them to go explore, but leave with a plan. Have a plan A, have a plan B, right? Leave with a plan and make sure that you just follow your plan. Mm-hmm.
I was meaning more on the side of if they don't appreciate Grapeland for what it is, what's something that you could say to maybe change their mindset about how they view?
You got to live to appreciate things, right? It's kind of hard to just, as a kid, we don't know what appreciation is as a kid. I didn't understand. I appreciated my dad as I got older. I didn't understand. I thought that was just normal, And so, and then as I got older is when I appreciated it more. I've always loved my dad. My dad's always been the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. But the appreciation came with maturity and with living. And so I think it'll be hard to kind of tell one of you guys, you need to appreciate this, this, and that, because it kind of, sometimes it going one out the other because you hear it all the time. But life and maturity and experience is going to make you appreciate things a lot more. So my advice is go live.
So we're kind of on the topic of the future, right? Do you ever plan on going seeing something else?
As for no, all right, because I've been in the military. I was in college. I was in fraternity. I've been everywhere. I've done everything that I wanted to do. Now I'm gonna do a lot of things with my family. I think I want to go to Hawaii. That's one place I haven't been. Before is settling down and doing anything else for as professionally. I want to be a principal one day. I want to be a superintendent one day. I want to be on city council one day, and I want to be the mayor one day. So those are the things that I'm kind of focused on now.
That would be really awesome if you could say you graduated here and then became the superintendent.
I know.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, but that's like almost like a 10-year plan, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not in a hurry for anything like that, but that is the ultimate goal.
You said you were in the military. What was that like?
It was awesome. I went in. I didn't go until I was 30. Again, life and experiences. I didn't appreciate our military until I got a little older and realized what it meant and what it could do for you and what you could do for the military. And I went in when I was 30. And so when you're in there with 18, 17-year-olds, they call me grandpa. And I'm like, grandpa? I'm like 30. Like, nah, buddy, you're old, right? And so going in there at 30, 32, 33, I had 19, 20-year-olds yelling at me, screaming at me. You talking about a humbling experience, right? I mean, they were like, sit down, soldiers. Yes, Sergeant. And I'm like, you 20-year-old. But you have to respect the rank of a person, right? No matter how old they are, no matter how they look, you respect the rank of that person. Like sometimes y'all may have teachers that are probably 24, 25, you may even grew up together or anything like that. And you got to respect that position. And so I learned how to respect the position of a person, whether even that person's not a good person or that person may have a flaw at this, and that. They've earned the right to be called sergeant or whatever it is. So I respect that position as much as I respect that person. And I did what I was told.
Was it ever scary?
Yes, because of the unknown, right? I remember, I think we got into it with Korea at one time, and they was talking about going to war and those type of things. And I got sent to Wisconsin, Fort McCoy, for like 2 years. And it was grab your bags, you leaving Tuesday. This was like Friday. My daughter plays club volleyball. My wife now, I had just met her, so I think we knew each other for about like 2 months, and it was just up, and you just got to go. And so that was scary, leaving my daughter. And And so I was in Wisconsin for like 2 years.
Do you think those experiences and what you saw out there helped you in any way?
Yeah, man, it lets me know that, it lets me know how strong our military is. It lets me know how prepared for the unknown that you just have to be and do everything the right way, love everybody as much as you can, and you just never know. I was out there on the range all day and night watching lasers and guns. I didn't know they had them type of guns. I thought that was Total Recall or TV. And so it's like, man, what if we go to war? And that was a scary thing. That was just a scary thing to think like that. However, we didn't, so that was a blessing. But yeah, I mean, it shaped me a lot. It really did.
Well, you said that you grew up in Grapeland. What was that like?
It was cool at the time because we had a lot of older ladies. Like, we didn't have police officers like y'all have, like that ride around like that. We had old people. So like when someone would do something, the old person would get onto them or something like that. We played out on I was out there on Post Oak, so we played all day and night. There was no such thing as a heat cap. There was no such thing as too hot or too cold. And it was cool. School was the best. School was the best. I had the best teachers in the world. Miss Kendra was actually my 4th grade math teacher.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yes. Miss Brown was my 7th or 8th grade math teacher. Let me see who else is up here at the time that's still here. Miss Metter was like an awesome coach. Y'all know Miss Metter? Mm-hmm. She's the counselor.
Yeah. Man,
she used to run those girls. Like, she would make them run. I was like, man, she's mean. Like, they worked harder than us. Like, she was a coach, when I was at the junior high. Miss Russell.
Oh, yeah.
She was my English teacher. Her son Mark was my classmate. And what y'all see now is what we saw. She was super, super funny. She would take her glasses off so she could hear. That was crazy.
Does it ever feel weird being back with all the teachers?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, it's super weird, because sometimes they get a little confused. They don't know what to call me because they've been calling me Jason my entire life. Even some of the kids, right? A lot of these kids, they're like my second cousin, like they're close cousins of mine, and we at reunions together, or they at the house on the weekends, those type of things. So they struggle with calling me either Jason or Dr. Shepherd, and Briley just like, it's just Uncle Jason. Like, I'm not getting into all that. It's just Uncle Jason. And so some of the teachers, sometimes they'll struggle with the call me, so they just call me Jason. I'd rather they call me Jason. Yeah.
If you had to say one thing to all your faculty, what would it be?
One thing to all my faculty, continue loving kids. Continue loving kids and understand that these kids are going to get older, and what you put out today, they will explain to the world tomorrow. And so however you treat them today, they may not say anything, but they will explain it to the world tomorrow. Just imagine if had my teachers been super mean to me or just been bad experiences. And now here I am, I'm on a podcast. I do a lot of things for my fraternity. I do a lot of things just out in the world. And then with Facebook, that would make me, I would be bashing a lot of people, right? Mm-hmm. So, but the fact that they treat me well, they treated me nice, they treated me like a kid's supposed to be treated, I have nothing but good things to say. So I would tell them, how you treat the kid today, they will explain to the world tomorrow. And I make that up. I think I just make that up.
That was a good quote.
See, there we go.
We should write it on.
There we go. What about you guys?
If I could say one thing to the faculty,
if you could say one thing to the younger coach, to the junior high coach, what would you tell them?
That they grow up faster than they think that they are.
That's what you would tell you?
Oh, to myself?
So what would you tell you? What would you tell the junior high you?
Okay. To lock in.
Lock in. Okay. What about you? What would you tell the junior high you?
Probably that it does go a lot faster than you expect it to, and that your mom's right when she tells you that.
So do you think y'all took a lot of things for granted? Maybe.
Time, mostly.
Time.
Mm-hmm. I have no free time anymore.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about that a lot.
So how precious is time as a high school person, right?
Well, I think time is probably one of the most valuable things ever.
Really?
I kind of think about it like this. Like, I work at the Dollar General.
Which one?
The DG Market in town.
I haven't seen you there.
I only work on the weekends.
Okay, I'm going to Mommy Bacon Saturday.
All right,
just
Saturday.
To come see you.
I work. I'd have to check my schedule.
Oh, Mister, I got to check my schedule. You got an assistant?
An assistant? Not yet. Well, that's the dream.
There you go.
But I think, like, if an item costs like $20, I think that's 2 hours of my life.
I don't even see it as dollars. I see it as time.
Okay. What about you? What about time? What do you think about time?
The way I see it, when I was younger, like junior high,
Oh, 2 years ago. Okay. Come on.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Okay.
I was so much more. I had so much more free time. I had so much time to do whatever I'd like to. But now, being a junior in high school, I have so much more responsibilities and so much more I have to get done. It feels like there's just not enough of it.
Yeah.
know?
I think time is more meaningful as you get older. In high school, I feel like I had one of the best high school experiences ever. My ninth grade year, I struggled a little bit. The head football coach, he and I hated each other, right? Like I'm 14, 15 years old, and I don't think he knew how to deal with 14, 15 years old. But I had to take some responsibility as well because I wasn't being a good 14 and 15 year old. He and I, we just couldn't get along, and it made ninth grade a little bit of a struggle for me, right? Until basketball season. And once basketball season came, Coach Jackson really stepped in. And once he stepped in full time, my life in Grapeland at high school was just phenomenal after that because he set expectations and he like, this is what it's gonna be. We're not doing all this and all that. And so I started appreciating the time that I had, and I started going to the gym. I started working out. I started reading more for some reason. I don't know why. It was kind of weird. I started reading more, and it seemed like my brain just started functioning just so much differently after that. So
When I think about it and how little time I have now, I'm scared that I'm gonna have even less whenever I'm an adult with more responsibilities.
So you're going to Georgia State, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you afraid? Are you nervous?
I'm nervous, but I mean, I'm gonna be 4 states away in a completely different environment.
Why Georgia State?
Because I wanted to go to University of Southern California originally, but I think that was just a little bit too expensive per semester. So A, Georgia State is cheaper. B, it's in like a big city, but it's not as chaotic as LA or New York.
Of course.
But it's also a major filming hotspot, which is what I want to do. I want to film.
So you want to be like Tyler Perry type situation?
I want to be, if we're basing this off of directors that are already out now, I want to be a mixture between probably Wes Anderson and Ari Aster.
Okay. I have no idea who those guys are, but hey, they sound like they're pretty.
You haven't heard of Wes Anderson?
I have not.
Wes Anderson, he made Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Grand Budapest Hotel. He made the new Astro City film.
Has he done anything with Disney?
He hasn't.
Tell Wes he needs to tighten up.
And then Ari Aster, he's made Hereditary, Midsummer, and they're horror films.
Oh, no. I only watch those with the lights on. If I watch them. I have never seen a Freddy Krueger movie. I've never seen Jason. I've only seen like bits and pieces of it. I can watch it until I gotta turn it. Or even Fred, like I can't they scare me. I'm 42.
I'm in that same boat.
I'm a big guy. I work out. I'm that guy. Like I jump.
Me too.
Yeah. Or do you really?
The only horror movie I can say that I've ever seen is Halloween, and I think if you ask anybody, that's kind of a low level.
Yeah. I don't do the horror movies. So are you into that?
I am. But
That's crazy.
But I feel like I'm more of like I'm not a fan of thrasher films.
See, that's the new thing. What is thrasher? See, they didn't have that when I was a kid. What is that called? Thrasher slasher
right?
movies?
That's like
Scary just don't
Jason.
cover everything?
Is thrasher like the
That's
gory
like-
stuff?
Yeah, it's
Oh my
gore.
gosh.
I'm more of a fan of like psychological horror.
Oh, so you like the creepy stuff?
It's like more mental, like
Like Silence of the Lambs?
yeah, I guess you could say that. I like the horror that makes you think, but not the horror that scares you just to scare you, like jump scares or just gory to be gory.
Oh, so like Jason, you just jump out just to stab somebody.
Yeah.
There's no thinking in that.
Yeah, if there's
Okay.
like
He's got to have some substance.
It got to be a reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
Because with Jason and Freddy, those type of horror movies back in the day, there was no thinking. There was really no plot. People went to camp and got, and so, and it went from there. Okay, I'm just gonna take your word for that. But I can't do that. I can't do the scary movies. I'm a Disney guy, happy guy, Lifetime Christmas movie guy. You do your Lifetime? You don't do a Lifetime Christmas movie, do you?
Lifetime Christmas movies.
Are you kidding me?
I'm thinking of one.
Are you kidding me? There's like what, million of them?
They're probably more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them Hallmark
they're all
movies.
The Hallmark? What?
If you've
I
seen,
love Hallmark movies.
Okay. See, I knew you were awesome for some reason.
If you've seen one of them, I feel like
Have you seen
most.
all?
Yeah,
You have.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
The one person goes off to New York after high school, come back to save the Christmas Jubilee.
Yeah, pretty much.
basically.
Yeah.
You just described the whole department.
The whole department. Okay, what are you gonna do with high school?
I haven't decided where I'm going yet.
Okay.
I know kind of what path I want to take, but I haven't decided a school.
What's the path?
Something in environmental science,
Okay.
like earth science, something like that.
Oh, you wanna be
Yeah.
those people? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I've always been a science person. So,
Science? Are you kidding me?
yeah, I know.
Jesus. You know what my favorite class was?
Not science.
Athletics. Nah.
Yeah.
Now mine is English. English. I took before they like dual credit wasn't even a thing, but I took a dual credit class when I was in high school on accident. But I'm a big I love writing and reading. That's science stuff with numbers, and numbers have no business in science. Number one, and then in math, why we got X's and P's and Q's? What is
But you like English. I thought you would like the letters.
letters that go together.
Okay.
You know, what we got an X in math for? 2 + 2 should be good enough.
Yeah,
I
I agree with
get it.
that. I agree with that a little bit. Yeah.
What would Miss Kendrick say?
I know.
if you told her
I know.
that?
Don't
Please
let her
edit
hear
that. This is not. Yeah, nah. I didn't mean that, Miss Kendrick. I love math. Math is the best.
This episode of the Coffee Talk Podcast is sponsored by Davy Crockett Drug. Davy Crockett Drug is Houston County's wellness destination, a trusted name in healthcare for over 50 whole years. Davy Crockett Drug stocks all the latest over-the-counter medications. Mobility aids and bathroom aids are well stocked, and they can be delivered to Grapeland, Lovelady, or Crockett. If this interests you, or if you have any questions, you can call them at 936-544-2275. You can also visit their Facebook page, which is linked in the description down below, or you can go to their website at www.davycrockettdrug.com. Thank you once again, Davy Crockett Drug, for sponsoring this episode of the Coffee Talk Podcast, and we are back to your scheduled program.
Okay, I have one more question for you, and then we're gonna play a game.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Do you put an elephant or a giraffe in a fridge first?
Do you put an elephant or a giraffe in the fridge first? I would say you would put the elephant in there first, because the elephant, I think it's louder. So if I need to find anything, or if I can't find it, I think it would make a loud enough noise where I can get it. I think they don't eat as much as the giraffes, or maybe they do. Who knows?
I don't know. The giraffes would probably only eat the vegetables and stuff. But if you had like meat in your fridge, I feel like.
Elephants don't eat meat, do they?
Oh, do they?
No.
I don't know.
The biggest animals in the world are vegetarians.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And I can't confirm that. I
think that's true.
I think I heard someone say that.
Well, except for whales, but they're in the water.
Okay, you're that guy. You're that guy.
Now it's time for a game. Okay, we're gonna do slam poetry.
Let's do it.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Okay, I don't know. Do we need like a prompt for this, or I would say, let's say you're gonna go. We'll both decide on a word, and then we'll give you the word, and then you have to rhyme like 3 words with it, or 2 words with it.
Oh.
And then if it's good, y'all snap. If it's bad, y'all can boo me. What's
Can
that?
you hear that?
Do you want to go first?
No, you gotta go first. I don't know.
Okay, sure. So y'all two talk about it. I'm gonna take out my.
Pick a hard word, because he's probably good at this.
A hard word?
Whoa.
Okay.
Hold on, maybe whisper in the mic.
Okay. Onomatopoeia.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the word?
Onomatopoeia. She said pick a hard word. Let's pick something else. Can you pick something
No.
else?
I'll do it.
He's got that.
Okay. Give me a second to think though. Balloons pop like an onomatopoeia. I'm religious, but I don't gotta see it to believe it. I'd die for Christ, and I wouldn't call that treason.
Clayton?
Can
Verdict's out.
y'all do better?
Yeah, I should have picked a better word. That's my fault. That was a bad word to pick. I'll go next.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotta take these off?
I'm picking the word.
Okay.
I already have it picked out.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my God.
Okay.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Okay.
We'll do that one.
What is that first
Okay,
word?
let's go. You ready? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Like I told y'all earlier, I went to school in Nacogdoches.
Oh.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. One thing I don't like are frogs and roaches. I'm almost out of words and things to rhyme with supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I think that's where it
Good.
is now.
That was really good.
Okay, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Jesus
That was
Christ.
fast. That was good. I don't think I'm gonna be good at this game.
What about school? Yeah,
Okay,
let's
we're
go.
ready.
School.
School.
Yeah.
School. I guess you could call it a tool. What rhymes with school?
I can't help you. Miss Marquez, you can't. Miss Marquez. It's backwards.
Some may say that it is very cool to go to school. Is that enough? Hey, that was 2 words. That was 2 words.
Go on,
We'll
finish
just-
up. Help out, Corey.
Okay, it's roughly 8:30 and we're at school. This podcast is fun. This podcast is cool.
Okay.
I use that word.
Let's go. Come on, keep going.
I'm scared I'll mess up on slam poetry. I'll look like a fool, but I'll knock her out like a hammer. Cause I'm the tool. We can do one more round if y'all'd like.
I'm down for whatever.
Okay.
Simba.
Okay, before I even say what I want to say, I use a lot of slant rhymes. So do those count?
Slant rhymes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just new. That's something new.
It has to actually
Yeah,
rhyme.
come on.
It has to actually rhyme.
Yeah. Kanye.
Well, like, if I said, Simba, I forgot, but I need to remember. Like, that's a slant rhyme.
Okay,
That's a
cool.
slant
That's
rhyme.
cool. That's cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
I'll give you a pass.
Remember. That's R-E-M. How you spell that?
REMEMBA.
B-A.
So I guess
Okay.
those last 3 letters.
Remember.
Onomatopoeia, I immediately thought Sia.
Ah!
You should have been in
You
here
should have
doing
been in
this
the
for me.
game. Are you a rapper in your past life?
And I immediately thought Sia, Tortilla, Tia.
If she was a rapper,
Nah,
what would
she
her
was on
name be?
rhymezone.com. Just
It would be
looking.
Lil what? It got to start off with Lil.
Little teacher.
Dr. Shepard's favorite character is Simba. Make sure to never forget it, but to remember.
Oh, no.
If you do, he'll crash out. Possibly giving you a fender bender.
Okay.
Double
That was
entendre
good.
with
That was
crashing
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I get snaps for that?
Yeah.
you'll get
Yeah.
snaps for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right, I guess it's your turn.
All right.
Podcast.
Podcast. I hear some people say that I'm free at last, but I feel like I was free when I got invited to the podcast. I really, 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 really love what you guys do, and I think it's a smash. I really, really, really want to come here again, be part of this podcast. I think I know. I think I grow. I think I show. And those words have nothing to do with podcast. However, finding the word to make it rhyme, it can be confusing and sometimes almost make me mad. However, as an administrator, one of the principals at Grapeland, I'm done with it and I can't think of anything else.
Oh.
That was great. I feel like if I go after that, it would not do it justice. I think we might need to end on that one.
That's all I had. I
All right. Well, thank you for coming out today.
Thank you guys for inviting me. This really, really means a lot to me. Man, when I tell you I'm maybe one of the crazy people that love his job. I really love my job, you know. And if I'm not showing it every day that I come to this school, I don't mind kids reminding me. Because some kids like, that shit, why you not smiling? I don't know.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the audience?
Be cool. Stay in school. Hopefully one day I'll see you. And maybe you can pronounce words like onomatopoeia. Go to SFA. It's in Nacogdoches. And I would like to say it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh.
That was good. That was good.
But now, thank you guys for real.
Yes,
I really
sir.
means a lot to me,
Thank
man.
you.
I really mean it.
I would shake your hand, but I'm way. Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you once again for tuning into the Coffee Talk podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.